If you watched already a few of my videos, or maybe you know my channel already, then you know that I really like Isekai. So of course I watched the Isekais which were released this season, and there are a few shows I want to talk about today. So this season we were treated again with some amazing Isekais, and one of these shows is Standing on a Million Lives. Standing on a Million Lives is a show that usually tries to make things bit different, and I really like it for that. For example, you don't have an overpowered character, like not even only the main character, no overpowered main character, at least so far. I mean, yes, the main character is powerful, but he's not overpowered. When you look at the other characters who can't do a shit, then he's like the right amount of powerful compared to his enemies or compared to the quests he need to do. One of the real big things in the show is that the real world really has impact to the story, and the real world is actually meaningful to the story. Of course, you could say, yeah, the characters get transported into a game-like world they cannot escape from thing, but in this show, they go back and forth. They go into the real world, or like the initial world, or however you want to call it, and they go into the other world, which is like the world where cool stuff is happening. At the beginning of the show, we have this monologue from the main character who explains why he hates Tokyo so much, and he states that he hates Tokyo so much. I think for Tokyo you can just also put in Earth in particular, or like the modern day of age. When he gets transported into like the game-like world, then he has an escape route to another world, which is super cool for him because he hates Tokyo, right? So when he gets to the other world and then always gets transported back, he uses his time on Earth to train up his abilities and to train up at all for the other world and to make it easier to live in the other world. It is actually kind of cool to see that the whole approach from him trying to get stronger for the other world is also getting him more involved into the real world and persons from Tokyo. He is in Tokyo, he hates Tokyo, he tries to escape from Tokyo and then gets more involved with Tokyo. I hate flashbacks so much, but in this show I don't really mind it at all, because it is interesting to see what the characters do, only because the character development is so good that you almost right from the beginning really care about the people who are there. So this is really cool, I guess. When I first saw this story, then it was a manga, and I started to read the manga. And very early on, I already stopped reading it because I never really got into it. And then I started again and stopped again almost at the same point. Now seeing the anime and really liking it makes me wonder if I would like the manga as well. So I guess I'm going to check it out very soon. But first I want to see how the anime is going to continue in the future. So I will see, maybe I'm going to read the manga as well, but I guess so because the anime is really good. If you like isekais and animes, then I guess you will like the show. If not, then let me know in the comments below why you don't like it. Now we come to an isekai which is completely on default settings. Take an isekai, make default settings, set everything to standard configurations, and then you have By the Grace of the Gods. I just say it is nothing special, and it is nothing special. You have a main character who is overpowered, you have Adventurers Guild, Merchant Guild, like a rich family taking care of the main character and all this kind of stuff. So like this main basic line of isekais, which is like 90% of all shows which are in another world. I still think this is not a bad thing, because like everyone who likes isekai is saying why he likes isekai, and most likely this show will cover this thing, why you like isekai. Another thing is that this anime actually gives you really the feeling of the manga. So when I read the manga, I really had a great feeling of reading the manga, and even though the story is slightly different or a few things are cut out, the whole anime actually gives you the feeling you have when reading the manga, which is definitely a really good thing. There are only a few things which are slightly different, like you have this whole slime thing where he tames slimes and they have different abilities and stuff. I think the whole slime thing I only saw in one other show, and I don't really remember the name, so I will put it on screen, I guess. Here, this is the show I'm talking about, but I don't remember the name, so anyway, this one. The other thing which is completely different is, here's a small spoiler, so if you don't want to know this small spoiler, then go to the number which is on the screen right now, like here, somewhere. In this show, you get explained that being a child affects the personality of the main character. I mean, we all guess that sometimes in other shows when we see a character who is now a child because he's in a different world, and then he acts completely different, and you guess like, yeah, maybe he's acting different because he's a child. And now we actually have a show, at least in the manga, where they literally explain, yes, your personality is changing because you are a child now. The fact that they literally say that a different body actually makes a different personality is kind of cool, I guess, because, I mean, like, chemics, brain and stuff, you know? So I think it makes kind of sense. Other than these two things, I couldn't really find anything really unique to the show. So I think this is why I mentioned that this is a complete standard and default isekai, which in my opinion it is. Anyway, I really loved reading the manga, and I think this show is really good, so if you like isekais, check it out! Another anime which is completely a standard isekai, but an anime which was not able to get you the feeling from the manga, is Kuma 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 Bear. Would you look at this title? It's 4 times Kuma, but written differently. Oh my god, this is like, what? Finally, we have another stuck in a game-like world, but actually it's reality isekai, so yeah! The manga is actually really good, and I was so surprised when the anime wasn't. So it is super weird to say, because the anime actually shows the story of the manga almost as accurate as the manga was, so it's kind of surprising to me that I got a complete different feeling from the anime than I got from the manga. And honestly, I can't put the finger on why it was so different. I know that there's a slight difference because it's an anime and not a manga, but I still can't put the finger on why it felt so different reading the manga than watching the anime. I still think the anime is okay and definitely worth watching, especially when you're super bored and have nothing to do. Like me. Still, I really enjoy watching this anime. I mean, come on, there's a cute girl and not like, again, a copy of Sato. So yeah, this is different, I guess. And she's in a bear costume. In the manga especially, it was super interesting to see because she hated the bear because it was so embarrassing for her. This was actually a cool thing about the story and makes the story kind of unique. I think in the anime it's not so clear that she doesn't really enjoy the whole bear theme thing. But it is super cool to see like everything which is super powerful for her, or if she wants to have something strong, then it needs to look like a bear, which is like an annoying side effect for her. In the manga it was more funny to watch this part of thing. In the anime it was not really shown yet. Maybe it gets better in the next episodes, I have no idea. I'm definitely going to continue with the show because I think it is a really good thing, and I like the manga so much that I will definitely give it like 3 chances at least. Again, if you like isekais, then you will definitely like this show and love the manga because the manga is good. You should definitely check out Kuma 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 Bear and let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Also let me know what you think about the other 2 isekais I've mentioned in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.